For the next example, I want to do the opposite of what we did for the previous example. So now imagine we have all of the data inside a text file, such as this one. And what we want to do is we want to read that information and write it into a list. Okay, so I'm going to uh, do two things to start. First is to open a file object to be able to read from a text file. So I'm going to say input file equal to open the name of my text file, or you can get it from user however you want. Mine is called data.txt, and I'm going to open it to read from it. All right, and then before I forget, I'm going to close it, and I will do whatever I need to do between these two, between open and close. So now again, you can either use a while loop to read from that text file, or you can use a for loop. I'm going to go with for loop. What happened? All right, so I'm going to say for line in my input file, and I'm going to, for now, I'm just going to say print line. I want to see if I'm getting the information correctly, and then after I make sure I have the information that I need, then I will write them into a list. All right, so all the information are here. So I have apple, pears, oranges, and grapefruits. Right, so now instead of printing them, I want to store them into a list. So to do that, I'm going to create an empty list, and I'm going to append that line, whatever it is, to my list. All right, so that way I'm storing all of the information that I have into that list. And then after I'm done getting all of the lines in that text file, I'm going to print my list to see what I have here. So let's run it. Here's the information that I get, and as you see, each of the item have the new line character at the end of them. Why? Because in text file, as soon as you go to the next line, you're simply adding invisible new line character. But whenever you're storing that information or collecting that information from a text file through your program, that new line character becomes visible. You can see it actually. All right. So this information that I have, I do not want to see the new line character at the end of each of these items. I want to take it out. And the way to take it out is very simple. I can simply say, all right, whenever you want to like append this line to that list, first I want you to stripe that new line character from the end of it and then add it to my list. And that comes from many kind of operations that you can apply to strings. I have a complete list of them in the PowerPoint that I posted on Canvas, and I want to go through that. All right. One of these operators that we have for a string type is the stripe character. You can say, all right, I want to stripe something from a string. Okay, so you put your string dot a stripe, and you say what you want to stripe from it. If you do not put anything here, by default it becomes new line character. But if you put anything else, that will returns a copy of that string that you passed to it with all the leading and trailing characters that appears in the W remove. Okay, so whatever this W is going to remove all of that. So if you have something like hello /n, you want to stripe that new line character from it, you just simply say s dot stripe new line character, and it will cut that new line character from that string. All right, and that is what we want to do in our program. Let me bring it up again. So here, the things that I want to append to my list is the line without the new line character. So I will stripe it from my string. Okay, so I say stripe and then put new line character here. So now if I run it, this time I should see just the items without the new line character because I striped it from the string before appending it to my list. And that is one of the things that I want to use for one of the labs. I think that is lab 5 and you need to or labs or the question, let me think. Question 5, where you're reading from a text file, you need to concatenate all of the information that you're reading from that text file. And when you're reading the information, you need to make sure that you stripe the new line character from the end of each of the lines. And you can simply do it with something like this.